Well, it says I'm live. This is Calendar Niel. Hello, everyone. Oh my goodness. Lots of people already in the room in the live chat. I will try to go read them right now so that we can say greetings. Muriel comes to us from Argentina. Welcome. Vera Tariel, welcome. Merlin is here. Oh, how did I miss you? Merlin is here. Yay. We have Ian in the room. We have Nifty Gnome, who is, hang on a second. Let me scroll down here. Peachy Fruit is here. On God Car is here. Ian is here. And Adam is here. That's right. I'm so happy to see Adam today. Kristen Tenery. That's right. I remember you now. So, and there's probably a few other people coming in. I let Cliff Broadway, who is also known as QuickBeam, with the OneRing.net, know about our holiday today, and he was going to tell his OneRing.net community about us. So we may see some new people in the live chat coming from that. And I thought that was pretty cool. I just happened to tell him on Instagram and, just said, hey, happy Yavië. And I showed him the video and he's like, oh, I'll tell everybody. So that's pretty cool, right? So a little bit of announcement here for just people that are, kind of knowing what's going on. So for a little while, we have needed to redo the website. So I had, right before the full moon last time, I received my new laptop finally after a couple months almost. And so I've been working on the website. Did you guys see the layout that I've done so far with elvenspirituality.com? I wanted you guys to see it. And I particularly want you to look at the calendar because I updated all of the changes that were on the Patreon post that I sent out to you guys. I had to change them again because Dave got the dates wrong. So I changed them in all over online. So we can't reference anything else, right? And then I put it also in elvenspirituality.com/calendar. And what we're doing is we decided to keep our archive website because it's kind of like a record of us being online through WordPress. And so it's going to be separate and it'll be archived, but elvenspirituality.com will be still accessible and usable, and you'll still be able to get the calendar and some of the important stuff there. And we're just going to have both of them being operational. It's just going to work better. We just decided that will work better. So I did want to tell you guys about that. And I'm still working on it because there's a lot I have to do still. There's a lot of cleanup, but I like the theme that I used. It's called Customizer, and it's going to be converted into a static website so that it doesn't continually, so what it is about WordPress websites is that there is tons of efforts to hack them all the time, literally, 50 attempts a day to hack a WordPress website. It's insane, okay? And hosting them on WordPress.com, they catch all of those attempts. But when you do things with different servers and other things, it's a liability. So we're just going to turn the website static, and we're going to keep our old WordPress.com website. And what it does is it saves our organization money, for one. And number two, it allows us to still have, a footprint online for all those years ago. And I'm even redoing and restructuring a little bit the archive so that it's usable and findable for people. And I'm changing the theme for that too, so that it matches a little bit better. So I did want to tell you what I'm doing behind the scenes. I'm not being lazy, I promise. So other things going on are we found out about, so we it's been funny, we haven't been able to get our bank account. So we have a PayPal account, so it's not a problem. Okay, like we've been just keeping money in PayPal and then using it from PayPal, and it hasn't been a problem. But we know eventually we need to get a bank account, like a real, like, you know, where we could write checks if we have to for, you know, the Secretary of State or, you know, something like that. Like, you know, the things that like they want, they want like physical payment rather than electronic payments and stuff like that. And what's happening is I just found out that Square, who I use for my e-commerce for my own business, for consultations, like, you know, to book a consultation with me, I use Square for that service. Okay. Oh, I did not realize you were on today, Brendan. Brenda Merritt is on today. Awesome. Yeah, actually, so Brendan, just as a FYI, we have a website person. Her name is Luthien. You might know her. She is friends with Dave Woosley. She's in the Netherlands. She's the one that's actually helping us with some stuff. But the reason I know that it tries to get attacked like 50 times a day is now that I'm on the back end of the WordPress, she has plugins that like email me also. They email her, but they also email me. And it says, we blocked all of these attempts. And it's like 50 attempts and it's every day. It's crazy. I didn't even know that it was like that. And I know the reasons why. So, you know, I understand what they're trying to do. And I know that lots of WordPress websites are, you know, because you got to keep up on them all the time. So Luthien is also an Il Salute Valion. Exactly. Thank you, Ian. Brendan, I don't know if you know about Dave's offshoot group that was formed in 2007. They needed some freedom in order to do some Legendarium stuff back in 2007, but they're still operational. Like they're like kind of our sister group, if you will. So maybe I should hook up Brendan and Luthien on Facebook because I'm friends with both of you guys. So thank you so much for that offer. That is just amazing. Okay. We're going to still turn it static though, because it just makes it like so much easier on the levels of security without having to go through stuff. You know, it'll just make it a little easier. Okay, that being said, let's get busy with the ritual. So this is the image of the Starflower. Now, down in the description, I also linked a JPEG that's in color. That's a really nice one, if you guys would rather use that for your Starflower. But I have my water here and my Starflower. So I just, you know, I just put Starflower essence in my water before we get going. And you guys can do that too. And if you don't have water, it's fine. Just, you know, you can use your hands and, you know, pretend you're drinking water. It's fine. We are very flexible here. We don't need anything except ourselves and our good hearts, you know, to be here. So we will go into Linde Ellen Lotte, which is the song of the Starflower. We first intone Eru because she, I mean, it's like one source, right? But Iluvatar is another name for this force, and that means all father, and that's in the Legendarium, and it's where everything began. So we intone Eru in our toning area, and like just to get kind of in touch with all of what makes Arda what it is. And today we are celebrating Arda, the earth, because it's the first day of Elven autumn. Valima Yavië, right? So we'll intone Eru first, and then later we will be going through. So this is a septagram or heptagram, depending on, but we also are going to be updating all of our materials with the septaquitra, which is the more kind of Vesica Pisces rounded edges for the Starflower. And it's integrated in our current symbol. If you go to the shop part of our website, we talk a little bit about the septaquitra. We're going to be doing a live stream video online later about the septaquitra and some other things, because we'll be, announcing that. We also have new art for our Redbubble store. We just haven't uploaded it yet. We have a lot of things. It's like behind the scenes, it's like kind of crazy, but like, it just seems really calm and invisible. Like, so anyway, let's intone Eru and get started. And then we'll go around a clock face with the star, the septaquitra, the septagram, whatever you want to call it. So the first area that we go to, so this would be like noon, right? We start at the 4 o'clock position. So for me, the 4 o'clock is here, okay? We intone star day, which is Elenia. Elenia. And just go over to the 8 o'clock position and intone sun day, which is Anaria. Anaria. And then we go to the 2 o'clock position. We intone moon day, which is Isilia. Isilia. And then we go down to the 7 o'clock position, which is the trees day, the 2 trees, Lauraline and Telperion, that are in the legendarium that made the light of the sun and the moon. Alduya. Alduya. And now we go up high to the noon position, and this is Heaven's Day, Menelia. Menelia. And now we go down to the 5 o'clock position, which is the Sea Day or Mariner's Day. This is the day that was added into the Elven calendar with the Numenor. Like what it was is that the Elven calendar has 6 days a week, but we have 7 days a week, and Numenor had 7 days a week, and it just makes it easier to, integrate. Plus, this way we get to pay homage, if you will, to Earendil because of the light of the combined sun and moon, like the tree light, okay, that created the sun and the moon. They created the Silmarils also, and we can only see one Silmaril still in the sky, and that is Earendil, which is what outside of the legendarium we would know as Venus. So the brightest star, like the brightest object in the sky other than the moon when the moon is full, right? So we intone Earenia. Earenia. And now we go to the 10 o'clock position, and we're almost done. We intone the high day, or we call this the day of the powers, Valanya. Okay, this is Valar. It's related to the Valar. Valanya. And now we go back to the 4 o'clock position to close the star that we just created. And we intone Arda, that's what we're celebrating today. Arda. And now we can either put our hands in Namaste, or we can put it in the Fear Not Mudra, which we, like just, it kind of seals the energy. Whatever you guys want to do, we intone Aya, which is what the word was for creation after the Ainur sang the song that was composed in Iluvatar's head, however you want to think about that. Because it's a really large concept if you think about it. I'll intone it 3 times, and you guys can do it how you want. Eya, eya, eya. And now we want to call in the Valar and the directions. So here is the Tengwar for Roman, which is east, and we can trace that in front of us. And then we hold our hand in what we call the Fear Not Mudra, but it's with your fingers together, palm facing outward. And it tends to seal the energy of what we're doing. And we intone Roman. Roman. If you can face east or any of the directions while we're doing this, that would be awesome, but you don't have to. We now call on Manwe Sulimo, the High King of Arda and of the Eagles and the Winds, and to his lady Varda Elantari, the Queen of the Stars and the Protector of Arda, and all of Iluvatar's children. We welcome you into our circle, Aya. And now we want to do the Tengwar for south, which is Hjarmen. So if you want, you can turn south, and then you can trace the Tengwar for Hjarmen. Hjarmen. We now call on Tulkas, the youngest bare-handed, ruddy warrior Vala, and Nessa, the sister of Orome, and the friend of the deer, she who dances on the new green grass. We welcome you into our circle, Aya. And now we can face north and do this Tengwar for Forman. This is north. Forman. We now call on Aule the smith, who dwells in the ground. He is the Vala of the mining and the crafting of metals and gemstones. It is he who created the dwarves as a gift to Iluvatar. And to our motherly Yavanna Kementari, the giver of fruits, the queenly valier of Arda's maturing green vegetation of harvest, and of the life that nourishes all of us, we welcome you into our circle, Aya. And now we want to focus on the inside of us, because we are the center of our circle. So each of us we're points of light that are connecting. So we want to activate the area within. This is the Tengwar for the heart or the inner mind. And it's called Ore, but we intone, so we'll draw it on us, but we intone me because it means within. Okay? So you can put your hand on your heart chakra and intone me. Me. We now call on the hunter Vala, Orome, the lord of the forests, he who loves the elves and wanders all of Arda, on horseback with his horn, and to Vana, the ever young and the vital, she who aligns with the flowers and the new plant growth. We welcome you into our circle, Aya. And now we want to concentrate above us. And this is the Tengwar for Velia, the sky, that we can put above us. And you can put your hand in Fear Not Mudra, but we will intone or because it means above. Or. We now call on Lorien, also known as Irmo, the Vala of the High Light Gardens, who nurtures our goals, visions, and our dreams, and to Este, the Gentle, the Valier of rest, sleep, and healing. We welcome you into our circle, Aya. And now we want to concentrate on below us. This is the Tengwar for Arda. Looks kind of similar to the one for East, Roman, but it has like an extra tail. So you want to do that under where you are. And rather than intoning Arda, we intone undo because it means below. Undo. We now call on those of the Valar who walk alone. Ulmo, the brother of Manwe, the powerful and protective Vala of all of the musical waters of Arda. And to Niena, the Valier of our transformation and our rebirth. It is she with her tears intensely cleanses and restores all forms of fear, pain, and hurt that have come before. We welcome you into our circle, Aya. And last but not least of the directions is Numen, which is west. Numen. We now call on Namo of the halls of Mondos, the Vala of balance and fair judgment of our respective paths of death, and to Vaire, the weaver of the ever-changing black and white threads of time, the past, the present, and the future. We welcome you into our circle, Aya. And now that we're finally facing west, if you guys have been turning, that's fine. Just face your computer. It's cool. We now want to bring the energies of the flame imperishable. So what we do is we either draw a flame in front of us. Okay, I usually draw a candle flame if I don't have a candle. And right now I don't have a candle because I'm at my son's and I could not find one candle here. Okay. And by the way, I'm in Phoenix where it's like, 100 degrees and humidity. So maybe there's a reason that there's no candles here. You can also draw a flame, like, an open flame, like from a fireplace, or you can have an actual candle. You can even have one of the tea lights. It doesn't matter, like whatever represents a flame to you. And that flame is the flame imperishable that provides life and brings all of everything into the earth to manifest, and then to also take it all back in and burn it off and then remanifest all the time. So in a way, it's kind of like Arda's portal to the source, if that makes sense. Okay. So we draw our flame, okay, or you can even hold, and then pretend that there's a flame right here. So I'll draw a flame. And we intone Iluve, which is the all, the everywhere. It's kind of like, it's very much Eru, Iluvatar, but it's like everything, okay? Iluve. And now we put our hands like in Namaste position, or you can use the seal position, whichever you like better. We acknowledge that we are one with Iluvatar, as well as the spirit of Christ consciousness for Christians who are present here today. We feel the flame imperishable within us in our circle of celebration on this day, Laita. Let us celebrate on this day, Yavië, the harvest of fruits and the first day of the new Elven autumn season. This meren, which means holiday or feast, is aligned in Tia eldaliéva to Arda, which is the green earth herself, she who sustains all of us. We have enjoyed the warmth and the pleasantness of Larire, the Elven summer season in the Northern Hemisphere. And after all of our hard work, we are finally able to reap and thoroughly enjoy this beautiful bounty. We allow this nurturing energy to flow and to re-sustain the familiar and natural spirits, be they the Kelvar, which is the animal kingdom, the Olvar, or the plant kingdom, or Kemen, which is the mineral kingdom. Let us always send our loving, healing energy for a perfectly balanced Arda, which is our loving home created by the music of the Ainur and Ea long ago, Laita. And now we want to prepare our water for meditation and prepare ourselves. If you don't have water, it's okay. We can do this. Visualize the Starflower. And it's totally fine. Okay, here's the reminder of what it looks like. So what we want to do right now, you can take a sip of water if you have it. We want to get our feet comfortable, flat on the floor, like uncrossed, hands open, however you would like. We're going to prepare for our meditation. We close our eyes and we notice that we are standing on Koro Larire, the green mound of the two trees. We see the beautiful silvery moonlight of the white tree Telperion filling the left side of our body, while we see the left side glowing silver. And we see that light in our very blood. We especially circulate this silver light energy into the ajna, or the third eye chakra, as well as to the sacral chakra, which is about 3 inches below your belly button. If you see other colors along with this, it's totally fine. We just allow this. And now we want to fill the right side of our body with the gorgeous golden sunlight of the golden tree Lauraline, while we see the right side of our bodies glowing golden right down to our very blood. You may see, again, other colors along with the golden light. We just allow all of this. Circulate the golden energy into the crown chakra, which is on the top of your head, and also in the solar plexus, which is just below the joining of where your rib cage is. Allow yourself to be nurtured above by this healing light. And now we want to, if you will, push roots into Arda, our earth. So imagine your feet becoming roots that root all the way to the center of the earth. But yet, as you walk, the roots move with you. So anywhere you are on Arda, you are rooted to Arda and her energy. You want to feel very supported right now by Arda, the earth. In fact, you may even feel like you are Arda. And you may see more visions, more colors, more shapes, more everything right now. That is fine. We just allow. So now that we have extended our roots into Arda, you can allow your arms and even your hair, like everything upward, to really integrate the energies of not only the sun and the moon, but the sky energy and the stars. We want to bring all of the energies into balance in our body. You're probably feeling very connected to the moment of Ea right now, and even Iluvatar. You may even start getting some messages, visions, other guides, other influences. I will say, though, that other guides can come, but they need to resonate with this path. I find that everything that is like in a loving sense is really, welcome in this path. All kinds of varieties of that type of thing. So we want to take all of these lights and all of the energies of the earth and of the sky. We want to bring that around into us. And so because we're going through a large transformation, I'm going to add a new grounding cord also for us. So as we fill up our aura, okay, like that egg-shaped light around us with the light of the earth energy and the lights of all of the energies above, we want to bring those together and then have those lights circulate through every chakra, okay, and clear out your chakras and fill up your bubble, if you will, with a lot of light right now. And now we want to make a new grounding cord. So at the base of your root chakra, which, by the way, if you guys have ever seen like how the chakras like line up, you always see like the shapes as if they're stacked like this, okay? They're actually more stacked like this, right? So at the bottom one, it's kind of like a flat, and it goes all the way around in your area, okay? Drop a cord, a new cord. Like imagine a cord that goes all the way to the bottom of the earth. Now this cord is a grounding cord, but it is also the cord of you being able to release old energy down to that center part of the earth where the flame imperishable transforms that energy into new energy that can manifest into other things. It's like we are letting go of what would be waste, right? It would be like what's refused, right? And Arda, through the flame imperishable energy, is transforming, transmuting, transfiguring that energy so that we have new energy to make new things. So it's like recycling, it's like composting, okay? And the recycling of energy. So just allow everything that is like heavy, that is old, that is outworn, that is not what you want anymore. Let it just slip down that grounding cord all the way to the center of the earth right now. And what will happen is that you'll see that the light inside of you starts amping up and being even brighter, okay? As the meditation continues, we'll make new energy to replace what you release. But right now, we want to release this. We now visualize that we are inside of Arda, and we feel her sustenance through her structure and through her nourishment and her sheer strength. We ask Arda to show her sustaining relationship with every living being and every spiritual being here as well. Arda even provides a springboard for all of the elements, the waters of Ulmo, the breezes of Manwe, the plant life of Yavië and the rocks and gems of Iole. And if we wish, we can plant seeds mentally to imprint our wishes of our health, our fertility, our abundance, our prosperity, our balance on earth, so that Arda can help us manifest these things when the time is right. And we remember that Arda has seasons. So we go through the seasons, and right now we're at a pausing point, which is for the harvest. And at least in the Northern Hemisphere, I know that we have a couple of folks in the Southern Hemisphere right now. And they are in the cycle of where everything is resting and then coming to life soon. And so they're more in a stirring cycle, but we here are in more of a harvesting cycle. We want to remember any symbols or correspondences that are presented to us. And I want to see how long we need to play the video today. I have a special video because with Arda, I was thinking that the Schumann resonance was a good idea, because the Schumann resonance, if you guys don't know what that is, it's a scientific measurement of the vibration measurement of the earth. And it's a way that they're measuring it. And right now, over time, the Schumann resonance continues to get higher and higher than it ever has, like in recorded history. And to me, it just really means that Arda is vibrating higher and higher. It's kind of like we know that that's happening, but there's actually scientific proof that that's happening. So I thought that I would find music that really resonated with that. So I'm going to close this and we're going to meditate. I've already got it set up and I'll switch over. And we will do this for how long? How long will this last? Okay. Saying about 10 minutes. So I will play this for 10 minutes. First, I will set a timer so we can go into this space that we have created during our meditation. Here's the timer. Okay, I set the timer for 10 minutes. Where are you turning on? And now our meditation can come to a close. We want to thank Arda, the earth, for allowing us to gather here and to meditate today, to bring balance to this creation that Iluvatar made so long ago with Ea. We slowly turn our attention back to the green mound of the two trees, Koro Larire. We actually get into the essence of the trees themselves. And to close out, we want to draw in our branches that we extended earlier. And now we also want to unroot from Arda, but we remember that we have this connection always. The grounding cord will still be attached. Okay, the new grounding cord that you guys made. We want to then slow down that golden energy. Okay, slow it down. Okay. And then we slow down the silver energy, and then we see the energies of the golden and silver lights combining together to make the three Silmarils. And we can keep those jewels with us even in your pockets, and we can access their healing energy at any time that we would like. And now We can take a deep breath if you'd like. You can drink your water. You can drink tea. That's what I'm also doing over here. And if you're still really out of your body, you can put a little bit of salt on the tip of your tongue or eat food. That can kind of bring you back into your body. And we want to close the circle at this point. And I didn't explain this earlier, but for some of our people that don't know about us, rather than actually drawing a circle the way that like in Wicca or witchcraft or neo-paganism, we realize the circle is already there, and it's more or less us acknowledging that we are part of spirit through this area that is immediately around us. So that's how we do that. Just wanted to like verify that for some people. Our work is done. We acknowledge the existence of Iluvatar, the all that is, the flame imperishable, while we are in circle, and we want to thank the Christ Spirit for Christians present for being in the circle. And may we see all of your presences in all outside of the circle. Laita. We want to thank Arda. We want to thank Ea, and we want to thank all of the Valar, Maiar, and Elven guides for being present with us in circle and for carrying out in spirit our work done here today. We hereby open ourselves to you even outside of this circle, Laita. We acknowledge and are grateful to the elements and the directions and to the silver and the golden light for creating our space in which we may do our spiritual work on this sacred day, Laita. And now we want to take all of this energy that we generated and we want to like lower it down into Arda, into the earth as a gift. Arda, here is a gift of energy of our purest intent of love, light, and healing that comes from the very deepest places of our hearts. And may it heal you and all of your inhabitants and bring all things to natural balance. The circle is now open. Laita. Okay, I'm going to take a drink of tea. Okay, if you guys want to, over in the live chat, you can type up like any visions, anything that you saw, anything that you want to share, anything that you felt, anything that, you know, like a revelation. You know, sometimes we don't really know how, when we get in these spaces, we sometimes see a lot of things that are like, you know, very, you know, because we live our little lives right over here. And then like suddenly we're in a place where we can see a lot more. Okay. So I just want to give an opportunity for any of you who want to share your vision with all of us. And I realize that you don't want to do anything too personal because this is a public ritual this time. We have our private rituals available through our Patreon, and they're only $5 a month. It's really reasonable, and I think it's worth the $5. Just honestly, at the $10 level, and we're actually going to be having some different teaching levels at some point. But right now, it's $10 for teaching, and it's totally worth it. Oh, Merlin says, every time that we do these meditations, I feel the positive vibes and I love it. Excellent. Excellent. That's so awesome. I'm curious to see like what you might have seen while you were in that state. So I can share with you a little bit of what I saw in this state. So I've been, you know, in 3D, I've been very concerned about the state of the world. I can, you know, I really see how much is going sideways. I really see how much is going, you know, really wrong right now. I'm very acutely aware of it. It's pretty painful to my physical body. And I think that many of you can understand that feeling also. And so what I did was I kind of got into that place of like, okay, Arda, like, let's bring you back to actual balance where you are vital and everyone here is vital. And we all go through our regular, like, you know, steps of life and bringing beauty and like, but vitality. And yes, there is death, but death is part of life. It's like, it's a cycle, right? And I see that the death cycle here is actually like kind of just, it's really having a lot of purge right now. Okay. So there is a lot of things that are on our planet dying right now. So if you haven't been able to, like, for whatever reason, you know, bring your like visions to life, it might be because there is a heck of a lot that needs to leave the planet first. So I saw us, in a sense, after we made our grounding cords, I saw that not only are we doing our own grounding cord and our own shedding of, you know, things that are no longer working for us. And that means people sometimes too, because emotions are kind of a gauge about like what to let go of. If you feel joyful, keep that. Okay. If you don't feel joyful, let that go. It's kind of a good gauge for you to do that. And so any emotions that are like, you know, just sadness and all of those, just put them right down in the grounding cord. Fear, just put it right down in the grounding cord. Just put it right down to the center. And I saw that we are kind of doing this not only for ourselves, but we're doing it like in a way collectively for the planet, because they don't know how to do this. Like, it seems like all spiritually awake types, and not just eldaliéva, but we're talking about like any path that has actual, like, and I know that the term light worker sounds very, you know, like new agey, fluffy bunny, whatever, but for whatever what I'm talking about is the actual work, though, not talking about it and everything's love and light and let's ignore everything that is icky. There is a difference between recognizing that there is icky over there and then choosing it. Okay, so we want to, as much as we can, choose uplifting, joyful kind of energies as much as we can. But at the same time, when we do that, we have to release some of this stuff that is no longer working. And that's hard for people because it's scary. Okay, so I want to make it to be where we release it, but maybe what I needed to do, and I didn't do it, so we'll do it now. Let's make an intention for all of us, because of the Schumann resonance that we just listened to. Let's make a decision. And if you don't want to right now, that's fine. But for those of you who are ready, and this is even on the replay, let's ground into the new earth reality, the 5D reality, and slowly let go of the 3D reality as we ground more into the 5D reality, so that we can actually bring about the ascension that the earth actually wants. The earth wants this ascension at this time. It's not just certain humans. The earth actually wants this. The thing is that there's lots of humans that don't want it. Okay. And what I mean by that is that they like the old pattern, and that is up to them. Okay. They like, you know, they like to be in that state of fear and that state of pain and that state of hurt. I know that doesn't make any sense. Okay. But it does when you look at it, because there are a lot of people that are so deathly afraid of change, that because it'll change everything about their life. It'll change everything who they are. And change is more scary to them than staying the same. So we have to have a heart place compassion for that. But know that that is going away. That system is dying. sooner or later. I'd like it to be sooner. It'd be less painful, like just rip the Band-Aid off, right? Instead of like this little bit at a time. But it's not about sometimes what we want. It's about what is kind of better collectively too. So that as many people, as many souls as can happen to be in this place. And I did get some, I guess, messages that many souls have already chosen what they're doing right now. So for a long time, I can tell you that a lot of people did not make a choice to ascend, okay, to go to 5D, to go to that next level. They have made the choice to be 3D all the way out, okay, until they go, and then, you know, they'll go to another place or whatever when they, you know, when they pass out of their body into the other place, okay, they have that right, that their soul and their growth is their business. And I mean, it's our business as collectively in a humanitarian sense, but it's also the business of that particular individual that has that particular path. Okay. And we can't do anything about it. So, you know, for a long time, it's been like, you know, we are told, wake up, wake up. Okay. Guess what? The alarm is blaring in our ear right now. Everybody that's awake is awake now. Everybody that is not awake is not awake. And we need to live our life in those choices. And so I do feel that staying in a joyful state as much as we can is the way that we can bring that energy of ascension into reality. And in the meantime, we need to do the grounding cord and pass down all of the, you know, the old stuff that doesn't work anymore, the pain, the hurt, the, the suppression, the, you know, all of the things that don't work anymore. And so that's what Tia eldaliéva to me, like in the core of what we're doing, actually really means. And it is the Elven viewpoint of the stewardship of Arda, that we are doing this clearing of the planet so that we can bring the new earth energy. So let me see here. Oh, okay. I see that Merlin says waterfall and rocky beach sides. Yeah, huh? And I have been concentrating a lot on the waters of Arda as much as the earth of Arda because of, the pollution in the oceans like Fukushima that's like killing everything. And you know, it's super sad. I want healing on all levels of Arda. And I know it's there because I saw it like in my vision. I saw, you know, all of this being healed. Okay. And by the way, as soon as we ascend, as soon as we can get consciousness. So our concentration actually right now is consciousness more than anything, because once we pass that tipping point and go into the ascension, we can fix everything, literally fix everything, probably in a blink of an eye. Okay. Fukushima will be fixed. Okay. Everything like planet wise, you know, nuclear plants. Okay. All the destruction, all of Arda, it's a very Niena kind of power. All of it will be restored to the natural original form. Okay. And when all of us get together again to re-sing that song, including the children of Iluvatar, we have a role in bringing that whole new reality back. Okay. And that is why I think that the Elven path has been so, like, you know, it was strong when it first came on for me, even 15 years ago, and nobody understood, or so it seemed, you know, very few people. And now so many other people are like, yeah, this is like what it is. And we don't vibrate with everybody, but we play a role in this. And so I just wanted to, you know, like really let you guys know why I see that we are here. Okay. It's a sharing of, like, you know, kind of my heart and everything. Also, But I also felt like Arda had a message for us, is that she's like, yeah, you're on your way. New Earth is coming, but let's ground into New Earth and release Old Earth. So we take our grounding cord. And so like, I know that part of it's in Old Earth because we need to still keep letting go of things, but let's make a grounding cord into the New Earth also. Okay. And then as we release into the Old Earth stuff, we start drawing source from New Earth energy, start making that. And then eventually we can take our whole grounding cord, everything out of Old Earth, and just let it go, and then just be in New Earth. Okay. Does that make sense to you guys? Peachy Fruit says, yep, beaches, grassy fields, and the sound of rustling trees. Excellent. Excellent. So I think we're all having similar themes here. And I do think that it's very interesting about the beaches because of the water energy that I really think that needs healing right now. Yeah, Merlin says, yes, makes sense. Muriel says, yes, makes sense. Awesome. Awesome. We are the New Earth, and it seems like the Elven energies, the stewards of the Elven, the stewards of Arda, the Earth, because that's how I see Elven energy right now, and that the elves had to, leave the Arda, the Middle Earth part, but they are still part of Ea. Okay, they are in Valinor and, doing their thing over there. Valinor, even though we can't get to it physically, it's still part of Arda and Ea. Okay, it's still in, well, not part of Arda now, but it's part of Ea. Okay, and it used to be able to be accessible before the bending of the road, right? Like, so we can still access those areas through 3 ways. Okay. One is through dreams, Irmo. One is through death, Namo. And one is through the Rainbow Bridge. And we did a meditation on the Rainbow Bridge, I don't know, back in 2009, I think. And it was really powerful. I think that we might want to do a Rainbow Bridge meditation again at some point when it feels right. So we'll look at and seeing on doing that. We'll try to make that for our patrons because it's a pretty deep meditation, as I remember from what it was experienced by all of us. Okay, well, if you guys don't want to, like the rest of you, if you're not sharing, or maybe you had to go or something like that, that's totally fine. You can share with us in either the groups, okay, like on Facebook. You can share in comments down below. You can share in Patreon if you're a patron, okay, by leaving a message in there, or you can email me, okay, elvenspirituality@gmail.com. You can also message me on Messenger or Instagram Messenger. Muriel says, I saw forests, waterfalls, and rivers covered in golden light. I was taken to a huge ancient tree, and there were gold and blue butterflies carrying the golden light everywhere. Wow. So were you visiting Laureline? I wonder. That's very cool. Usually, though, I mean, it's usually the 2 trees, right? Because we think of the silver moonlight tree and then the golden tree. But maybe it was a descendant of Laureline too. So you guys probably remember from the stories that there was the white tree of Gondor. Okay. The white tree was a descendant, okay, of Telperion. So maybe the tree that you encountered, Muriel, would have been like a descendant of Laureline, the golden tree that made the sun. That's beautiful. Also, oh yeah. So guys, remember Tom Bombadil and Goldberry too, like in the golden energies? Very interesting. I wonder about that. Thank you. That's a beautiful vision, Mariel. That's awesome. Anybody else, replay wise, probably a descendant. Okay. Replay, because the live chat is not going to be happening when I turn off the broadcast. So just keep it in the comments. You can email me. You can message me on Facebook, Instagram. I'm accessible. Okay. So this is Callan Tierney wishing you a wonderful Elven autumn, okay? Valima, Yavië, and Laita and blessings to all of you. Nasie, Laita. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend and a great week coming up. May your harvest be beautiful. Thank you.